Okay, activity 3, disproving the spontaneous generation theory through Francisco Redi experiment. So, in our observation, now we observe that there are numerous flies land around meat when the meat is being exposed or uncovered. And later we observe that there are a lot of maggots appeared on the meat. And so we come up with a hypothesis that if flies land on the meat, then the flies is the one who is responsible in producing those maggots. So to prove our hypothesis, we have to do the experiment. So in experiment, I prepared 3 jars which is labeled as A, B, and C. And each container contains a piece of meat and smashed banana. However, in jar A, were set out without the lids, and in jar B had ghost pad over it. And lastly, the jar C, which is were sealed with lids. And while observing it time to time, the presence and absence of flies and maggots were observed in each jar is recorded. And in jar A, flies were seen entering the jar, and later there are a lot of maggots appeared. And then more flies were seen on the meat. And in jar B, the ghost covered jar, there are few flies around the jar, and also I observed there are a few maggots on the meat. And lastly, in jar C, there are no maggots and even no flies around the meat. Therefore, I conclude that only flies can make more flies, and maggots arose only when flies were able to lay their eggs. And in this experiment, totally disproves the idea of spontaneous generation theory. And in number 2, Redi used 3 jars in this experiment to completely illustrate the differences of what will happen when the meat is uncovered or being covered, and also to explain and show that the idea of spontaneous generation theory isn't true.